presents the TUBCAST.
Welcome to the TUBCAST.
Oh man, I almost jumped you.
I got to it. I knew it was
Good
there.
job.
I'm gonna high five you out of obligance. Is that a word?
Obligation.
Obligation.
Yeah, the obligation is.
Whew. Sorry, we got real sidetracked by this little. It's like a little toddler creeping up on a Frenchie, and
Frenchie.
you know,
French bulldog.
Not a Frenchman.
Yeah,
Or the thing you get at Don and Millie's.
yeah,
Or
not a deep fried grilled cheese
Yes.
sandwich.
Although that would be.
But anyways, he sneaks up on this French bulldog and just like pokes him in the butt, and that dog is so offended at this child.
He did not like it.
I mean, have you ever been surprised poked in the butt? I'd be offended too.
I think it's a thing in Japan, right? Like, there's even video games where there's just the controller is a giant hand with a finger pointing out, and then there's a butt in front of you, and you just poke the butt.
I think those are the games that like are not allowed.
No,
over
children
here.
play them. Like, I've heard of teachers in schools in Japan where children will come up behind them and just poke them in the butt, and that's like a funny game to play in Japan. Like with a finger, like right where your sphincter would be. They just boop, and that's a thing. I don't know. Google it. Maybe I'm wrong. Japanese
What
culture.
would I possibly Google?
I don't know. Be careful, but just
Japan sphincter games?
just Google jail in Japan. Okay.
Butt poking.
Well, I don't think they can do it the other way around. But yeah, is it called Concho?
Looks
Japan's
like it.
socially acceptable butt poking game. See, I told you, I'm not crazy.
Okay.
So yeah,
Well done, Kyle.
I am fascinated with
don't-
Japanese culture. Okay, I like to know things about them, and I'm
Weeb.
going to visit their jails someday.
In
Weeb.
Japan, it is a common prank among children to clasp your hands together in the shape of a gun, sneak up behind someone, poke them in the anus, and shout, "Kanchu!"
Kanchu.
We're headed down a dangerous road here tonight already. It's also popular, this website says, in Korea, and there are statues dedicated to it. There are even preferred techniques for those who are serious enough to practice.
Did you know that there are
That's the website, didyouknowfacts.com.
Did you know that there are techniques for rock paper scissors? Like there are people who do it competitively and they have like advanced techniques and everything?
Really?
Yeah.
Like, you mean it's like an odds game, though, right?
Not
Like,
not entirely, because there is strategy because humans are to a degree predictable. Mm-hmm. So oftentimes people will throw the thing that won them previously. Like if they most recently won with scissors, they are more likely to throw scissors again because the human brain says, "Oh, that was good for me last time. I should do it again."
yeah, because we like to find patterns, right?
Right.
It's kind of like a human thing.
It's the gambler's fallacy.
We like to look for patterns and then in a lot of things in our life, which is actually like it kind of can be bad for us, you know, because I think, you know, you look at like religions and stuff, and I think that takes people down dark paths sometimes because they look for patterns, and then when they find them, or even like horoscopes or like the Chinese animal calendar, I think that's what it's called.
The Chinese zodiac?
No, it's called the animal calendar, Nathan.
All right.
Culture yourself for once. Learn something.
I'm sorry. I will get some milk cultures and pour them on myself.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Is that what a milk bath is?
Please don't do that on a tub night.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yes.
You're not my real mom.
You're not the boss.
Well, I'm
again.
not going to clean it up. All right. Well, I'm glad we established that.
Pipers, clean up my milk.
On it.
There's a lot to be grateful for in this world.
I was not the
That's-
one who did the spit take this time.
That's
I
not
didn't
one of
spit
them.
anything. I didn't spit anything.
So Concho. If we had titles for our podcast, it would be called. This one would be Concho.
maybe.
Kyle,
Or maybe
do you
it-
want to play Concho with Nathan?
No.
Nobody.
I don't want
wants-
to play Concho with anyone.
Nobody wants to play Concho with me.
That's because
Dear Internet, if you want to play Concho with Nathan, there you go.
look him
Hello.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
A needle pulling thread.
it's a lovely time to be on the internet, and
It is.
we're here on the internet, and you're with us in whatever form that may be: audio, visual,
Ghost.
ghosts. You know, ghosts have a strange way of haunting us. So, anyways, there is not a lot on my mind, but is there anything on your mind?
I had guessed there was not a lot on your mind from the way that you were just kind of rambling.
I was just rambling, and I was doing this for no good reason.
You just wanted to keep talking about Concho.
Concho. There's actually a Concho arcade machine. I'm going to look that up while
There is
Nathan tells a fun story.
Yes. Once upon a time, there was a cucumber
Oh boy.
who wanted to become president of the cucumbers.
Are you just looking around the room
I
and
was gonna
seeing
say-
things and just
He first saw the cucumbers on Jeremy's
Blam.
desk,
Yes.
and then he saw the signed frame photo of Donald Trump on Jeremy's desk, and just started telling this story.
put the two together?
See, now what Eric's not telling you is that Jeremy just signed it himself.
It said, the Donald would like my signature on his chest.
Okay, that reminds me of a story, actually.
Good.
One time, I was flipping through one of my Leo Tolstoy books. It was The Kingdom of God is Within You.
okay.
And I landed on the inner title page, and I noticed there was this signature on it that just said Leo Tolstoy. And my friend Seth happened to look over my shoulder at that exact moment and says, "Nathan, I refuse to believe you actually got that autograph by Leo Tolstoy." So what I'm pretty sure happened is that I had signed that myself when I was like 13 and completely forgot about it.
You forged his
I
signature.
forged it.
And he's just like, it would be cool to have this autographed. And then it'll be a conversation starter. But this one was kind of a conversation ender.
That's kind of one of those things that now I wonder if anybody does and what the reaction would be if you were to just like take an 8x10 of like an athlete or a celebrity that, you know, they're used to somebody handing to them and them signing, and instead you've signed your name on their picture and hand it to them, and then just like walked away, like what the confusion rate and the reaction would be.
Depending on the celebrity and their ego, it could be bad. But
Yeah.
so the arcade cabinet of the Concho game is called Boonga Boonga. And it's actually like a controller.
Highly
like
praised game of the Tokyo Game Show in April 2000.
It was hot stuff at TGS in 2000.
Oh my gosh, the faces of those people on that.
That's because they're getting a finger in their butt.
I know, but still, like,
Or finger poked in their. Yeah. So, Concho. All right. Has anybody been doing things? Has you seen any movies? Watched any TV shows?
or watched.
Read any comics? Did you read any books?
I saw a lot of trailers come out of Comic-Con last week.
Oh, were there trailers?
Yeah.
I didn't
There's
watch any of them.
There is one that Kuiper's almost wet his pants over for that Aquaman.
Is it really wet in your pants when you're already in the water?
Probably not.
I don't think so.
I think that's just wetting the water at that point.
Yeah.
And warming yourself because it might be cold.
Yeah.
That's just survival.
It's 100% survival. You need to do that. If you
Scuba
are-
diving 101.
Yeah, if it's cold, wet yourself. That'll warm you up.
Everyone knows that. Besides,
I don't know. The Aquaman movie-
there's that. What else?
Yeah,
was there?
there's a new Godzilla trailer. It looks awesome.
I did see. Is that the one where he farts too?
There was an edit of him, of the picture where there is a beam coming out of his mouth and a beam coming out of his butt.
Oh, okay. That was an edited.
That was
thing.
an edited thing.
I was
That was not
lied
real.
to.
I could see Godzilla farting in like a Heishiei era movie. No, not Heishiei. The Showa era.
Yeah, maybe. You mean like the era when he also like ran across the screen on his tail?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did a funny little dance on the moon.
I could see that. No, that movie looks awesome. It's got I can't remember the actress's name. She plays 11 in Stranger Things.
Oh, it's got 11 in
It's
it.
got 11
Helen
in it.
Mirren.
And sure, Kyle Chandler's in it as well. So anything with Coach Taylor in it instantly, it's like a step up. So it looks really
Helen
good.
Mirren, I don't know if that sounds right. I think it's
That's
Angela
not-
Lansbury, actually.
That
I
sounds
would
bad.
watch
That
the
sounds
heck out of Angela Lansbury in Stranger Things.
Yeah.
or in
But-
Godzilla.
But playing 11's character.
Yes, obviously.
Small child. A young girl who likes Eggos.
Yes.
Cool.
No.
I think I saw a trailer. I don't know if it was Comic-Con related, but I watched it with the sound off and was kind of confused.
Okay.
I mean,
For what?
I knew what it was, but I was just like, this. I don't know what to think about it. It was for the DC streaming service, the Titans.
Oh, the Titans. Oh, you had the sound off. Okay.
That trailer was
Yeah.
bad.
That trailer, I think Jeremy might like because
Because of what the
Because
sentiment-
of the F
sen-
Batman.
yeah.
So was it censored or was it not censored?
No, the one that I saw wasn't.
Oh,
It was
okay.
not on mine either.
Oh, okay.
Someone
So-
says, "What'll Batman think?" And he says, "F Batman."
Oh, wow.
Just fret him.
That was Robin saying that?
Yeah. Yep.
Mr. Grayson. Wow.
He's a dick.
He's lost a lot of respect for his adopted father.
I love hearing that very lightly in the background. Kuiper's laughing over there.
He just giggles. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it's weird to think that DC thinks they're going to be able to support this whole streaming service with just a bunch of bad content. Now, if they're going to put like the original Batman animated series on there, I might watch that.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
That's a good.
Throw on
I
some
mean-
Adam West,
Yeah, I'd
the
watch
Linda
that.
Carter
Are they-
Wonder Woman show.
So with their streaming service, are they moving all of their CW stuff
I
over to
think
that
so.
too?
Yeah, I think everything. So you
Okay.
you potentially have Smallville, which that was really popular for a long time.
That was, and then you've got like
Supergirl.
Arrow and Supergirl, and those all seem. I mean, for the fans of those shows, they seem to like.
Is
all the
Aqua Teen-
stuff that's been-
Or, not Teen Titans Go. Would that be going over there?
You're gonna
on-
say Aqua Teen Hunger
I
Force?
started to. Yeah.
Man, we're going on the DC. It's DC streaming. It's gonna be the best, man. Come on, fella, let's go.
That's like borderline Stitch.
Yeah.
It's just Meatwad, man.
I know it's supposed to be Meatwad, but it sounds
Meatwad.
similar to Stitch.
Yeah. Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I hear that's going.
Confirmed.
I don't know why Teen Titans Go. I get them. I know they're different. It's just my brain twists those two together when I go to put the words out of my mouth.
Now I want to see that show that is Teen Titans Aquaforce.
Teen Titan Aqua Force Go.
Yeah.
Aqua.
I mean,
Hunger Force
seeing Carl getting ticked off and
At all these
being in like
teenagers.
some super powered thing, but his superpower is just like something super lame.
Go. Like knowing football stats really well.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some things that might be good on there, but
Yeah.
I just couldn't imagine even paying like $10 a month for that
Right.
to watch that.
Well, and to make that show, the trailer that they showed, I was like, okay, this doesn't look like it's anything that's more special than the shows that are already on the CW.
Yeah.
So
it just looks like a CW show.
yeah, and I mean for that being
No
your
offense,
big,
Kuipers.
Man, they kind of tanked this last season.
Oh, okay.
all of them.
Well, Flash was good, I thought, but I kind of
Okay.
lost interest in the rest of them, basically.
See, yeah, and I mean, from what I have heard, it seems like the most popular and the best received show out of all of those is Flash.
Yeah.
And like that would seem like that would be a better show to showcase rather than this that seems like it's trying to just do too many things, and especially the middle finger to Batman. Like, what did Batman ever do to that guy?
I don't know.
Well,
He was a villain. That's right.
Well, they could be drawing from the All-Star Batman and Robin series where Batman kidnaps Dick Grayson, takes him to the Batcave, and makes him eat rats until he's able to train.
That's dark. I think I would have the same sentiment towards Batman. at
Wait,
that point.
is is Zack Snyder directing this?
What, Titans?
No, All-Star Batman and Robin was a comic series.
No, I know that,
Oh,
but I'm
okay.
saying like if that is the case, then that would I mean, Zack Snyder's got to be heavily involved in this, right?
Why? Because of him eating rats?
Just because he's the dark, all the dark side of the DC universe.
It's Frank Miller, who's the
Yeah.
person responsible for most of the Snyder's darkness in regards to the DC stuff.
Okay. Well, and he wrote like Sin City and stuff too, so that
And
makes
300, which was also
sense. Yeah. Frank
Snyder.
Miller's cool.
Are we going to
He-
get another Superman movie? Oh, go ahead. Sorry. He what?
He had cool times.
Yeah, I mean
He went off the rails a couple of years ago.
I mean, who hasn't?
Well, that just got real cynical.
Yeah. Who hasn't just gone off the rails and said
Well, no,
terrible
I mean, I'm
things
just-
to people?
I think Nathan Kuipers hasn't.
I don't know who that is.
Who is that?
Is that like your
Is that your brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a
'Cause
jerk, though.
Your
so.
name is Kuipers, and we
Yeah.
all know that.
Just like it's Mario.
No, I guess I'm not familiar with how he went off the rails, so I don't.
Wasn't he like some racist tirade he went on or something? Or
He's just done a bunch of bizarre stuff in comics. Like, so he did the original The Dark Knight Returns, and then
Oh,
he
and
went.
then he did another series of it.
He
didn't
did. I know he did the one sequel. He may have just been involved in the second sequel, but they got increasingly more paranoid and uber conservative and just bizarre.
The first The Dark Knight Returns was pretty good, but I haven't read the other ones.
neither have I.
Yeah, but you don't read a lot of comics.
Do you?
Not these days. It costs money. Sucks to be me.
Just saying. I don't. Speaking of me reading comics,
You read a comic?
I just finished. I went back and I started. I mean, I read. I don't really like traditional superhero stories that much, so I'm not like really excited to read the new Batman or something. Like, I just don't care.
I can help you find some stuff.
Well, there is stuff out there that I want to read. I just haven't taken the
Kyle,
time
you,
to do
you,
it.
gotta, you gotta keep a bunch of comics in like a trench coat.
Yeah, I got some stuff for you. It's in
I'll
the back
just
of the
take-
Oh yeah, sure. You don't like the superheroes, but I got something else for you. You'll really love it, kid.
Yeah.
Just hang out outside
No,
Eric's household.
Hey kid,
Trench
you want to
coats.
read some horror stories?
Now, I kind of have to stumble on stuff. I'm not great on taking suggestions. It's bad
Okay.
for me. It's bad for me, I know. But no, I went back to Saga
just take your
because
suggestions.
I haven't.
Oh.
I started Saga like I don't know how many years ago. I was like, okay, it's Brian K. Vaughan. I love why. This is gonna be great. And I started it, and I had this like I think I talked about on the show before where I had this like inner turmoil over whether to just go digital with my comics reading or buy the books.
Yep.
And
It's a
I
tough
kind of got so
place.
stressed out I just quit and didn't finish reading it. And which is stupid, not a good excuse. But I was just thinking about it recently, and I'm like, I really wanted to know where the story goes. So I read the first 6 issues tonight, and man, that's a good book. So I know I've got a lot of catching up to do.
I got you.
What do you mean
I
you
got
got
you.
me?
If you don't want to buy them,
Oh, okay.
I've got like the first 7 volumes.
Oh, okay. Because I just
So-
bought the second volume. So
Okay.
I don't.
Well, he's
yeah.
the next 5.
Physical? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I recently read the graphic novel My Friend Dahmer, and I just was like, you know what? There's something to be said about this that I don't. I mean, part of me just wants to be like, oh, it's the future, like give up on paper, but the other part of me is just like, there's something to be said about just sitting down and opening this thing,
Yeah.
and not worrying about the battery being charged, not worrying about the operating system being updated, not worrying about it, being too bright or not bright enough, but just like, hey, there's a book and the light in the room is reflecting off the pages, and I'm consuming it with my eyeballs, and sometimes I have to put a bookmark in it that might be a piece of toilet paper. I don't know, whatever I can find, but
Whatever's
either
close.
way, this is just convenient, And so, no, so I mean, and I don't plan on like spending much time reading because that's just boring. But no, it's really good. It's really good. I know I'm preaching to the choir, or at least to everyone. People have already read everything that's out from that series. But I think that the first issue is I don't know. It doesn't really take off till the last half of it. Like there's a lot of things catching your attention,
Right.
but I feel like it just didn't I don't think I even got far enough in it when I first started reading it to let it kind of sink its teeth in. But man, it's great.
Brian K. Vaughan is one of my favorite writers.
No, he's definitely my favorite comic book writer.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He kind of avoids tropes in a
Yeah.
lot of ways, and like there's stuff like in this book where these, the two main characters are, they have a baby right away in the beginning of the book. That's no spoiler because it happens right away.
Yep.
And they're trying to get this baby to a safe place. And they're trying to get to a forest that's just called Rocket Ship Forest. And, like, that's something, like, if you were to pitch that idea to me, like, hey, the characters are going to Rocket Ship Forest. And I'm like, well, obviously they'd be going there to get a rocket ship, right? But that just seems weird. But then you find out, actually, yeah, they're going to get a rocket ship, and rocket ships grow in the rocket ship forest. To me, on the surface level, if you told me that idea, I would be like, that is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. Why? What is this nonsense?
Yep.
And then I realize my ability to instantly stifle creativity and how bad I am of being a human person who could, enjoy someone else's creative talents. And so I just like went, yeah, I'm just going to read it. I'm just going to pretend that this makes sense, that the rocket ships grow in the rocket forest.
That's called suspension of disbelief.
I did it, Nathan. I did a good job. I'm not going to high five you for that. I feel like it's okay. I'll high five you.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, but it was just that thing of like I think even talk like Jeremy. I think he's the worst in our group about like zero suspension of belief most of the time. He's just like, that can't happen. That's dumb. And I just tend to have like, I'm just like, does it sound cool? Like maybe if they called it like, I don't know, ethanol woods. I don't know, but I couldn't. I don't know what.
It doesn't sound cool. Rocket Ship Forest sounds like 1,000 times better than ethanol woods.
No, I'm just saying.
Ethanol wood sounds like some sort of stage name.
It is actually
not a good one either.
It's for my singer-songwriter persona. I have a side project, and my name is Ethanol Woods, and I tell everyone I'm brothers with Elijah. So there's
Not James Woods, the one who actually has the S on the end of his name.
no. I say that Elijah took the S off because he didn't want to be associated with his lesser talented and less famous brother,
Ethanol.
Woods. So that book just goes places, and it's so good, and it hits all the beats that I want a story to hit, like the morally gray character who has these slightly redemptive qualities but is still a bad person, and like just I don't know, it's something I look for in a good story. And it's just like it just hits these story beats that I really enjoy, so anyways, all I'm saying is if you're thinking about Saga, maybe check it out. I did, and I feel happy about it, and I got to read the second book. I can't wait to dive into that.
Yeah, I got some other Brian K. Vaughan suggestions for you. Check out.
Why would I do that?
Just cause there's good ones.
No,
he's great.
If you suggest them to
Oh,
him,
you're right. You
he's not gonna
shouldn't read these other
I
ones.
was just gonna say, why are you gonna ruin this for me?
They really suck.
Well, I'm just saying
I won't
the
tell you
likelihood
about
of me ever getting to other ones in like the next 3 years is very slim. So I'll forget about it by then.
Okay.
So maybe remind me in about 3 years.
Okay.
And I'll see about it. Or at least when I'm done with Saga, or at least caught up, maybe then I'll think about it. But yeah.
I can help get you there. If
and
you
I've
don't
heard
care
of some
about
of
owning
these.
them.
I see them on your screen, and I've heard about some of these before. So.
This is one of the things that I love that he's done is this panelsyndicate.com that's all digital comics. that are basically name your price. That he and a bunch of other artists and
I just told you I'm getting into the paper comics. I don't want this digital trash.
Well,
I'm an old man.
The one of them, he actually, because he worked something out with Image to do a one-shot Walking Dead issue, they decided they were going to print this one called The Private Eye, and the book itself is, I mean, they didn't change the way that it's laid out digitally.
Oh, because he made it for
because
screens.
he made it for screens. So it's like it's horizontal.
Printed,
it's
yeah.
not vertical
That's
in
cool.
its height and stuff, and it's really cool.
Yeah, he's a great
But-
writer. Yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to say I finally read Saga, and yay for Saga.
Yeah, let me know if you need to borrow any of those. If you don't feel like
Okay.
making purchases, because I've got some.
So how are you caught up? Or are you?
No, I think there's probably 2 or 3, probably just 2 that I haven't got, but there might be a third one
Because
that's
I think
out
there's
now.
like 9 volumes out.
Yeah, and I
so-
think I've got 6 or 7 of them.
Okay.
So I'm a few behind,
Anyways.
but
Yep.
yeah.
Anybody else? I feel like there was something else I was going to talk about, but I
was it-
need like a minute to remember.
Was it this thing that's on that they can't see?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. I have no idea what that's even up there for, to be honest. I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm
So-
confused too.
So,
I'm.
I finally saw all of Saludos Amigos.
I don't know what that
What is that, Nathan?
It's a Disney film from the World War II era. In fact, it's the first that they made during World War II.
Is that the mariachi one?
Kind of.
What's it called?
Saludos Amigos.
Los Dolce.
I'd started it a couple times before, and I always got bored. But this time I said to myself, okay, I'm going to finish it. And so I went in. Okay, let me set the scene for you.
Set the scene.
Because
Do we need some music?
this movie is weird because it follows the Disney animation team as they tour Latin America, and then it shows the cartoons inspired by stuff that they see. So I had always gone into it with not that in mind at all. So finally this time I was like, okay, I'm just going to look at this as a documentary about touring Latin America that includes cartoons.
Okay.
And once I went into it with that mindset, I was like, oh, this is actually rather entertaining. So I finally watched the whole thing.
I've got the poster for it.
Yep,
It
you
says
do.
Walt Disney goes South American in his gayest musical Technicolor feature, Saludos Amigos, which means hello, friends. And introducing Joe Carioca, the Brazilian Jitterbird,
Jitterbird.
not Berg.
He's a parrot.
He's a parrot, and Donald Duck is there.
Yep.
So
And Goofy is a gaucho.
a gaucho.
So is it good?
It's not one of the best Disney movies, but it's pretty good as long as you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen like the art from it or something but I don't know.
You might recognize the parrot because he went on to be in their next movie, Three Caballeros.
Three Caballeros, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that one's much better.
That one's much more popular too, I think.
Yes.
It's just more well
I've
known.
never heard of either of them.
Three Caballeros, I like to describe as Donald Duck has a birthday party with his Latin American friends, and it's just having fun for like an hour and a half.
It gets spicy.
Yeah, and they hit on a lot of ladies.
Spicy.
Spicy.
So this
Oh.
one looks like it's split up into several segments. The first one was Lake Titicaca.
Watch
It
your
says in this segment, American tourist Donald Duck visits Lake Titicaca and meets some of the locals, including an obstinate llama.
Ha, they're the best. I mean, why would you want a non-obstinate llama? That would be boring.
It's true.
I remember there's a couple movies I watched. It's been a while since we had a podcast, so I couldn't remember what I've done in like 3 weeks. I was gone last week, so that was my.
Oh, that's right. You
podcast.
were.
Speaking of my friend Dahmer, I watched the movie adaptation of the graphic novel.
Oh, yeah.
And it was on sale for $5 on on iTunes. So I was like, that's worth it. And it was crazy because I feel like when you watch those, like, you don't always know what to expect, but it was just like a beat for beat, same as the book. It was kind of crazy. And the fact that this kid from the Disney Channel played young Jeffrey Dahmer so well, it just kind of blew me away because I'd seen him on like whatever Disney show. I don't remember which one it is.
Whatever one your kids were watching.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay. And then when I saw that this was the actor in this, I was pretty surprised. And does a really good job. The other thing I watched that I'd kind of been excited for it because I was just curious, and I think I talked a little bit to Mikey about it at Comic-Con on our crossover podcast with the Weekly Geekly.
Go listen to it.
But he was really excited about, kind of into at the moment, was Ready Player One. He said he's watched the movie a lot, and I was like, I finally went and seen that. Or when I say went, I turned it on my TV.
Pressed play.
I pressed play.
Pressed X.
And
to
now,
have.
who's seen that here?
I have not, and I want to. I read the book.
I have not, and I don't have any real interest in it.
Yeah, okay. So I was curious about it just because I heard it was like, hey, this is like fan service-y. And
I've heard a lot of really good things about it too.
Yeah, I definitely, when I saw the trailer, I was just like, this is not for me. This looks dumb. And but I will say I didn't hate it, and it was, I don't know how to put this exactly, but I just feel like, I mean, if you don't know anything about it, the way it works is it's pretty much like, hey, the world is a trash hole, and you go into VR to live your life. Pretty much like that's where you want to be. But
like
then there's
you can
like
work through it and make money.
There's like a currency there. That's and you can, like, your avatar can be anything, and so it's like, it almost made me think of like a bad video game. Like if like some like copyright infringing video game was out there, it was just like, you want to be Marty McFly from Back to the Future? Here you go. You want to be Mickey Mouse? Here you go. Like, just like every copyrighted like intellectual property just is just there. And I mean, I'm sure they bought the rights to it or whatever. But I mean, I know they did in the movie, but I'm just saying, like, in this dystopian world, it's crazy to think that it's just a bunch of like other characters that you've seen from other properties.
I'm sure it's kind of like the fact that, I mean, we use so much of all kinds of different properties with GIFs and pictures of things that are tweeted, like, that you use online. Right. That's just almost this. In a lot of ways, comparison. You're not trying to get any monetary value out of them. You're just using them to express yourself. So it makes sense that when you put yourself into a virtual world and you can buy all these things, that can happen. Well,
and I think for me, I was very hesitant because it's like, well, yeah, sure, there's things I'm nostalgic for, and I mean, I kind of like, that to be placated to in that area. But what surprised me is at the end of that movie, the thing it made me most nostalgic for was just Steven Spielberg filmmaking. And like, the thing is, like, I feel like I haven't seen a Steven Spielberg movie in a long time, even though he's put numerous films out for, the last 20 years or whatever. But this one felt so much like his early work, like, but in a modern, with modern techniques and modern, obviously, filmmaking. Right. But everything just kind of felt, it had that kind of warm, fuzzy Spielberg.
Felt like it had some of that magic again.
Yeah, it was weird. And that's what I didn't expect to take from it, because I just thought, well, it's going to be whatever, and it's going to be a modern Spielberg flick. But it had that kind of, I don't know, I kind of like the end of Goonies, where the bad guys are just like getting put in the police cars and like.
Where they tell him that Goonies wasn't Spielberg.
Oh yeah, sorry. I always think that's a Spielberg movie.
That's Richard Donner.
You're right. I'm sorry. Okay.
Busted.
It was produced by Spielberg, I think.
Maybe.
I know he had something to do with that movie. Anyways, that was my bad. But kind of those movies that like Spielberg, where it felt like things just get resolved.
Story by
story by Spielberg. That's why I was thinking that,
Okay.
because it kind of has
So it'll still play. It still plays.
That Spielberg like happy ending thing where it's like, they got the bad guys and the kids are good, and like I don't know, it just kind of oozed that, maybe like E.T. or something. That was Spielberg, right?
Yes.
I'll give you that one. Yeah.
But
You
yeah.
sound so begrudging about it. Yeah, I
Yes,
guess
I'll give you
E.T.
that
was
one.
Okay, what I'm
Spielberg.
trying to say is it was just like
It
Schindler's
was
List.
just
okay?
like the ending of that and Saving Private
Yeah, it
Ryan.
was just like
Just
But no, it made me feel like a kid again. And I was like, you know what? I watched it with my kids. They kind of dug it too, more than I thought they would. And so I'm just like, hey, you know what? Cool. I'm okay with this movie. Me and this movie, we're all right. We're gonna be friends. We're gonna be neutral acquaintances. So
I need to see it. I haven't yet, and I really enjoyed the book a lot. I don't know. I mean, it's weird when you look at it in the way that it's the setup of all the nostalgic stuff, but at the same time, the reason that it's set up that way is because of the person that built everything grew up and was heavily influenced in that era. So it makes sense that would be the things that he would use to hide this grand prize that he gives away.
Yeah. And the setup and the story and like some of the intrigue behind it and the mystery of them trying to solve these riddles and stuff. Like it's fun. It made me like, I've never seen The Shining. I don't know if that's a list of shame thing, but I had never seen The Shining, and like that was referenced heavily in this movie, which I was kind of surprised in a
Really?
kids movie for them to reference The Shining so much. But
That makes sense because Spielberg and Kubrick were very good friends in real life.
but either way, I went and I purchased The Shining. I haven't watched it yet, but I want to watch it because I'm just like,
Oh, I think you're going to like that.
I'm like, I need to know. I want to know what this connection is, because there's just some moments in it, which I mean, some more like classic scenes that I've seen before. But
Did you know that The Shining is actually referenced pretty heavily in Toy Story?
really,
Yeah. The carpet in Sid's house is the carpet in the Overlook Hotel.
oh, that's so cool. Okay, yeah, it's so yeah. So
Yeah, there's that whole thing in Sid's house kind of is that what you're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that.
But yeah, they did a good job of like even like they had like these kind of iconic movie scenes and moments that they kind of put the characters in, and I don't know. It's a fun movie. I'm gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it's anything revolutionary or revelatory, but it's fun.
Hey, that's all right. It's I mean like I said, the movie or the book was really good. And that's what Jolliver said too. He said that the book was better from what he'd heard, but he heard that a lot of people really liked it, and that it was. I mean, yeah, everybody knows it's a big reference to all kinds of other stuff, but there's a lot more to it than just that.
Now, is there
really
planned sequels to that for the
Ready Player 2.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, the way that the book was a single book, it wasn't part of a series or anything. And the way that the book ends, it's almost like it just ends in a perfect way, that there's not really anything else that like the intrigue of it is concluded in the book. So you're not like, oh, what happens next?
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know with the movie if that's something that
No, I
that
feel
could
like
be.
it did kind of wrap up
Okay.
that way, but I almost felt like maybe it had like kind of a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory vibe too. So I didn't know if they were going to kind of continue some of that, but
There was a sequel to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
not a remake, but a sequel.
The book, I mean.
Oh, okay.
Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. They go up into space in that elevator.
That sounds nice.
They go up to space in the elevator.
Yeah.
That sounds real nice.
Interesting.
I want to go to space in an elevator.
Along with all of Charlie's family. So all the grandparents that can't get out of bed, they're just traveling along in space in an elevator.
Buckle up, Grandpa. And they're like, "There's no seatbelts,
Oh,
Charlie."
man.
And then he's just like, well, just tie a sheet around you. And then he's like, "Oh, okay, Charlie."
All right, Grandpa.
And then they do it.
All right, Grandpa. Gee, Gramps, I don't know about this. Just do it.
Willy Wonka wants us to. It'll be great.
I want to watch that episode of Rick and Morty where where Rick is
the grandpa?
Is
Grandpa Joe?
no, he's
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka. That's what I want to watch. And,
feel like
and Charlie is Morty's Charlie. That's what I want to watch.
Or he just goes to Willy Wonka's planet and Morty's Charlie and Rick's grandpa, and then
Yeah, but I feel like that grandpa just was not interesting enough to be played by Rick. Like,
well, but that would be the
easy
flipping
going.
it on its tail.
I'll flip you on your tail, and I'll play some concho.
No!
There's
No.
Wait, if he's on his tail, how are you going to concho him?
Yeah. Yes.
That's what's going to make it interesting.
Wait. No. I don't like this at all. This is a terrible idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, movies, they're fun, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a thing. I don't know. Anything else going on? Is that it? Did
There
we
was
cover
a-
all of our lives now?
I'm trying to remember. I feel like there was one other trailer at Comic-Con that I saw that stood out that for some reason is escaping my thought at this
Shazam?
exact moment. Shazam, that was the one. That movie, I had seen pictures of it originally, and heard that it was Zach Levi who played Chuck for years on TV. I thought it was another CW show and was like, okay, I have no interest. As soon as I realized that it was a movie, I was like, okay, I can watch 2 hours of this, and if it's not great, it's great.
Stepping in what you're pooping.
Yeah, the trailer for that looked like that movie could be a lot of fun. Like, the premise is this kid gets powers that all he has to do
One
is
question.
Oh,
One question.
Go ahead.
Is Shaquille O'Neal in it?
No,
Not interested.
but this kid gets superpowers, and if he says Shazam, he turns into this full-grown.
Yeah, I saw it before. It was
Yeah.
with Shaquille O'Neal, and it was magical.
No, that was a Mandela effect.
No, the Sinbad one is the Mandela effect.
No, that's the real one.
No,
that was the real
one.
one.
So Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal is Kazam.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, the title is what confuses me, but Shaquille O'Neal had a real movie where he was a genie.
Yeah, that's the only genie
So
movie.
did Sinbad.
No, that's the Mandela effect one.
Shaquille O'Neal is the only genie I acknowledge as a genie.
By the way,
Robin Williams is spin.
Oh, that's true. Robin Williams is a better genie.
Yeah.
But still, Shaquille O'Neal, for a live action genie, he's the only genie I acknowledge.
all right,
accept that.
I'll accept that.
'Kay.
He was on Shark Week. He was on a
Robin
special.
Williams?
No,
I was gonna
no,
say.
he's
Sinbad?
gone. No, Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh,
And they
Is
had
he
to build
promoting
this.
that grandpa basketball movie?
No, it was literally this whole thing where he's got this fear of sharks. And so it was like this conquer your fear type of thing. And he gets his life coach, Rob Riggle, to help walk him through it. And at the end, they built this giant shark cage that would fit him. They had to take like 3 wetsuits and like
Stitch 'em
stitch
together.
them together to make a wetsuit for him. And when he was in the cage, like the whole hour, they work up to him actually getting to that point where he would get in the cage with them.
Cage Nicholas.
There was a shark that's the smaller shark that gets through like the window of the cage and is stuck in the cage with him and can't figure out how to get out. It was pretty insane. That
Did he poop?
it looked like he might have. It was good. It was funny too, just because Rob Riggle was in it and he added a chuckle or two.
Ha. Rob. Rob Riggle. He has a fun name, right?
He does. He
kind of
did you know
sounds
he was-
like ice cream.
He was like in the Navy.
Cool. So was Adam Driver was in the military.
I did
That's
not know
true.
that actually.
Yeah.
But he's not funny the way that Rob
Adam.
Riggle's funny.
Oh, Adam Driver is
Adam
hilarious.
Driver is funny, just not. Rob
Have you
Riggle
watched
seems like
Girls?
No, I have not watched Girls, but I know that
It's funny.
Adam Driver is funny. Like I've seen stuff that he's
Funny in
done.
that. No, but yeah, he has an interesting story. Like I think there's interviews with him on I'm sure out there where he talks about it. But he left the military for some reason. I think
I think it was
a
after he
medical-
lost his hand.
Yeah, haha. I think it was like a medical reason, and then he like felt really bad about it, but like he felt guilty about it, and somehow he got into acting. I don't know. It's a weird thing where it just like happened for him, and then
Huh.
yeah, he ended up on HBO's Girls, and that
And
was,
then he became Darth Vader.
no, it's
His
2.0.
grandson.
Kylo Ren.
His grandson. You didn't let me finish. You never let me finish.
Oh, his
importantly-
grandson. Sorry,
More importantly, he became Matt, the engineer.
Yeah.
that's true.
And then he lost his hand.
And more
In
and more
Lucky Logan.
importantly than that, he became that Portuguese priest in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
Priests in Japan.
Playing concho.
Yeah. Hey, the priests do like to play concho, but they didn't know it was supposed to be the other way around.
No. Well, that was the button.
I'm afraid
Father Flanagan, the children are supposed to poke you in the butt, not the other way around. All right, so we got a story here from Delish.com.
They're trying to eat breakfast.
delish.
It's Delish. No, that's not the right one, is it, Kuipers?
Yeah, that's the one.
You were on
this
the right one
Oh.
before.
Oh.
Wait,
the one,
there's another one?
the Applebee's one.
You skipped.
I skipped
mine.
one. Well, how did I skip one? I thought that was
There's one right above it.
I thought that was the 404. I was super confused.
Well,
All
which,
right.
which
Go
one's
back,
on
roll
this-
back. This one's from myrecipes.com. Says mayonnaise is the most controversial ice cream flavor. Of course it is, because mayonnaise alone is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's the worst condiment
disgusting.
ever.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would decide that they want to do this. It's not here.
They hate themselves.
Where is this? I think Scotland. It's a Scottish ice cream shop that has garnered praise and hatred from their mayo flavored ice cream. Like really, they just like basically threw all of it, like threw a whole bunch of mayonnaise into the freezer, right, and then just kind of scooped it out, and that's how you make. That's how you make
frozen mayo.
No, that's how you make mayo flavored ice cream, right? Oh, you pour mayo and milk together and stir them up, and then you freeze them.
I don't think there's any dairy in mayo.
No, yeah.
I said you
Just
take
eggs
you
and
take,
oil.
You take mayonnaise, and then you take milk, and you just mix them
Probably
together.
like a heavy cream.
You
I
should
would
probably
think.
put
Or maybe
sugar
a
in there,
cream
too.
And some sugar, yeah.
Oh,
What are you ohing about?
the
Ice
thought
cream
of
has sugar.
No, the thought of sweet mayonnaise.
Can that be our new expletive? Sweet mayonnaise.
Sweet mayonnaise.
Sweet mayonnaise, Kyle.
I don't know if you guys.
What are you talking about here?
Did you guys hear that there's a pickle flavoring now at Sonic? You can mix in pickle flavoring into any of your drinks.
Yeah, like the pickle slushy or something
Yeah,
like that.
a pickle slush, and it's really weird because it's like got a sweet. It's not like
That's gross.
I
Kyle.
tried it. Yeah,
Is it good?
It's weird. It's weird because it's got sweet and then the pickle, and you're like, it doesn't seem like it should work,
Sweet mayonnaise pickle.
but it kind of works.
Sweet mayonnaise, Kyle. That sounds disgusting.
Sweet mayonnaise sounds disgusting. Ugh. No, I mean I
Sweet
tried
mayonnaise.
it.
What's
I
wrong
tried
with
it.
you?
I feel good that I tried the pickled slush, and that was it. I'm not getting it again. It was not the greatest, but I'm glad that I tried it. This, mayonnaise is disgusting. I like pickles, so it makes sense to try that.
Yeah, I'd probably
Mayonnaise
try
is
the pickle
gross.
slush, but I wouldn't. I would only try this mayonnaise ice cream if we had it here right now and it was a thing that a bit we were doing.
That everybody has to try. If someone wants to order some
Just
from
mail it
Scotland
to
and
us.
mail it to us,
It'll be fine.
Send it to our P.O. box.
We'll just refreeze it when it gets here.
So what we need to do is we need to get bacon flavored ice cream, the mayonnaise ice cream, and then the pickle slush, and make an ice cream sandwich.
Or a potato salad.
And bread ice cream.
Ugh. Is there a bread
Neapolitan?
ice cream?
Ooh,
I don't know.
No, you just get like those chocolate wafers that you do in the ice cream sandwiches, and then you would put that kind of ice cream in between.
Hold on. I went to Google bread flavored ice cream, and the first suggestion on Google is bread flavored soda.
I was gonna get ranch soda for Comic-Con for our guests to drink at the after hours thing.
Next year.
But-
Apparently, there is such a thing as soda bread.
Well, is that like when you put baking soda in it to cook it? I
Probably.
think that's soda bread is
Yeah,
like when
soda
you
bread,
use
yeah.
baking soda and vinegar instead of yeast to
Yeah,
raise the
I've heard of
dough.
soda bread.
Oh.
That's what that is. Also, and here's the other story we wanted to talk about that I tried to skip to because I just hated this man. No, I'm just kidding. Sweet mayonnaise, Kyle. Why do we have to talk about
I
this?
don't know. I heard about this and I was like, this is the most disgusting sounding thing in the world. Sweet mayonnaise. It's gross. Jolliver seems to think that Jesus doesn't like you anymore, Eric. I'm not sure why.
That would be in reference to the concho joke.
Was that the concho joke? Okay.
That was it.
Everyone knows that Catholic priests do bad things to kids. I thought that was a common thing. Jesus even knows it. I don't have to tell him that. The next story comes from what? Kyle, what'd you grimace at the screen for?
I don't know. I just the whole thing.
You know, he's got the whole world in his hands, so he knows what the priests have in his hands too. All right, Delish.com says
you suck.
What? That's it. What are you tugboating?
I don't know. Move on. Next, Delish.com.
Is how this headline starts. An IHOP Applebee's hybrid restaurant now exists.
No.
It's called Hopplebee's.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, how can it be IHOPPlebee's if they're supposed to be IHOB?
That was a publicity stunt, and they came out and told everyone.
It was such a publicity stunt.
It was an
stupid.
But now you can. Why is this so you can get pancakes and ribbies and tendies?
No, it's because they couldn't figure out how to make burgers, so they had to go to Applebee's and get the
Applebee's
recipe.
is anything.
Well,
burger.
I know.
Come on, what?
I know. But yeah, it's probably so that they can have those ribbies and tendies on your pancakes.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Waffle House Red Robin crossover. But until then, I'll settle for, can
you elaborate on that?
Not since Taco Bell and Pizza Hut
And
joined
KFC.
forces to bring us breadsticks with a taco. Have I ever wanted anything quite like pancakes with ribbies and tendies?
I mean, when you really think about it, the Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, the ones that were the rare ones that were the Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and KFC, that you could get yourself a couple tacos, some breadsticks,
and some mac and
cheese.
That's what you do at those places. When they got all three, you get the three things. Don't go for the pizza. I mean, you get a taco.
Yeah, you get the pizza breadsticks
with the sauce. Oh, because Pizza Hut breadsticks. I mean,
yeah.
I think they're some of the best breadsticks out there. I'm not gonna try to argue with it.
Here's what I've never understood about those combined restaurants. If they can do all three of those in a single location, why don't they just do that at every single one of their locations?
It's probably there's probably research or something behind it that says hey, maybe it's not as popular. But if you think about it, usually wherever there's a Taco Bell, there's probably a KFC not too far from it.
Yeah.
But maybe the space, it's hard to, because they don't have full menu. A lot of times the Taco Bell Pizza Huts, they don't have the full Pizza Hut menu. They just have,
it's like just personal pan pizzas that they'd have.
Yeah. So. Jolliver says in the chat, Amigos King's Classic, some coffee shop Winchell's combo.
Yeah. What is that coffee shop that they call?
Dodge and 84th.
Yeah. What is it?
I don't know, but I like Amigos. Is that weird?
Yeah.
Is that bad
No.
that I like Amigos?
They've got those potato disc nachos, don't they?
Shout out to Frappy. He works there. Frappy, you're a good guy.
Hey, yeah, Frappy.
Anyways, it's
Khaleesi's or something.
Khaleesi's.
Cahill-
Is this a Game of
Cahill-
Thrones coffee shop?
Yeah, it's a Game of Thrones coffee
They're all
shop.
dragon flavors of coffee.
Would you like to try our dragon blood espresso?
Yeah.
And this is the horse heart cappuccino.
This is our green fire slushy.
Yeah, it's a slightly burnt roast of coffee, because the dragons, they can't always regulate perfectly.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Well, all the dragons work at Burger King. We know this. That's how they get their flame broiledness.
Yeah. Jolliver says he enjoys getting a breakfast burrito, donuts, burger, and coffee first thing on Fridays.
That's what you do on a Friday.
Yeah, got to power through.
Power through. I believe it. All right, let's jump into our 404 segment of the evening.
No intelligence found.
Does he know he's dumb?
There's something seriously wrong with you.
Wouldn't want to embarrass yourself in front of your fellow perverts.
You don't deserve the air you breathe, buddy.
Here's this week's nomination for the hardest 404ing.
Here's
on
the hardest
internet.
404ing, and we're going to nominate it and vote it. But if
And
you'd
he's-
like to
he's
give
a
it
winner.
a title, go for it. Police say that naked man was arrested at Planet Fitness. He said that he thought it was a judgment-free zone.
Yes, a Massachusetts man apparently learned the hard way that the judgment-free zone philosophy at Planet Fitness, it only goes so far because this 34-year-old decided to walk around naked at the Plaistow gym before settling in on the yoga mats. Officers arrived at the Planet Fitness to find him nude on his knees in a yoga-type
He was
position.
just trying to play concho.
He was just trying to do naked yoga, guys. That's I don't.
Hot yoga. Hot concho yoga.
No, not concho yoga. He was not trying to do that.
Choga.
It's conch yoga. It's where when you bend over in a downward dog or whatever, you poke your neighbor. That might have been the most redneck thing I ever said. You know, and you put in your...
Oh yeah, sure. And you put your beer in your neighbor's bum.
How did we start off with that? And it is tied its way all the way into this story here. It's
called a callback.
Yeah.
Because Eric likes putting bums in things.
Or things in bums.
Well, a little of both, yeah.
I guess he was charged with indecent exposure, lewdness, and disorderly conduct. And the only statement that he made,
concho.
the only statement that he made was that he thought it was a judgment-free zone.
That's funny. This guy's a witty
Do you
criminal.
think
Yeah.
that he did this whole thing just so he could make that one-liner?
I hope so.
Well, I think he probably saw that slogan and was like, hey, I can go here and I'm going to get out of whatever happens. And you know what? If he takes this to court, he might
Except
be able
for
to
the
lessen some of what he...
decent
It is.
exposure.
It is technically a privately owned space, so I suppose
Yeah.
it's up to Planet Fitness whether they prosecute.
I'm sure if our lawyer was here, he would argue with you. But since Jeremy's on vacation,
Okay, don't give him the dignity of calling him our lawyer.
Yeah, he is not our lawyer.
I'm just saying he's like the
I'm
tub
the
lawyer.
lawyer when I wear the fancy coat.
Oh, that's right.
I may be just a simple country lawyer, but I think that this man was justified in removing his clothing within the Planet Fitness.
I think you need to wear a few feathers, too.
Why?
I just think of...
I'm flamboyant, but I'm not that flamboyant.
No, I just think of, like, the chicken.
the Futurama chicken.
Oh, I think of the
Yeah.
So, anyways, this man he done did it at the gym. I mean, when you're doing the yoga, I mean that's why they make the stretchy pants because you need flexibility.
But, I mean, sometimes there's just not enough flex in those pants.
Maybe he couldn't
Sometimes there are
afford
stretchy
Maybe he
pants.
couldn't afford stretchy pants.
It's for fun.
He just has some jeans.
He was released on $1,000 bail, and he has some...
I just remember it's great. 404 segment's great. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know what I just remember? I was going to
What'd you
talk
remember?
about at the top of the show, and I was struggling with so much.
You know what? Start writing it down in this thing.
I know, but I forgot. I'm
just chastising
I'm just gonna
you
mention
'cause-
it and
'cause you
see,
yell
I'm
at us.
curious if anybody else has watched it, but it's the new Sacha Baron Cohen.
I want to
show.
see that.
No, I haven't seen it.
It's called Who Is America, and I have to tell you, like, I loved Ali G when back in the day, like watching him just talk to these people, and you know that's what was like the birth of like Borat and some of his other characters, but he has these new characters because obviously he had to change it up to get, not get recognized. And there are these moments that are just like, he was interviewing this guy who, some Republican senator or something like that. And he had
the one that's caused an uproar.
I mean, a lot of these have caused an uproar, but yes, Jason something, Jason Spencer.
Jason
that's
Spencer.
It.
Yeah.
He had this guy in
Georgia state representative.
He had this guy in like a boxing gym, and he's in his character who's like an Israeli soldier, and he's like, you must when you confront the Muslim, you must their greatest fear is being homosexual.
And he set it up as...
So he's like, you must pull your pants down and charge at them with your exposed buttocks and tell them you're gonna be gay or something like that, or you're gonna be a homosexual. And so he has this guy, and he's like trying to block him with this like boxing cushion, and this guy is just charging at him in reverse with his pants hanging out, like his butt hanging out, and he's just yelling it. And then like he gets him to do these terrible things, and like there's one point where he's like. He tells him like if you're trying to distract terrorists in a crowd, you gotta like do a big loud distraction. He's like, just you can yell a word that will distract is offensive, like an N-word or and so he has this guy just screaming the N-word in this gym, like.
And then he tells him another N-word.
And then he's like, no, not that N-word. Like that N-word is disgusting. How could you do that? He said, and he's just like.
Well, then the whole setup was it was supposed to be some training video that they were shooting to train on how to protect yourself from ISIS or some bogus crap that.
But he's got Dick Cheney on there signing a gallon like water jug that was supposedly used for waterboarding. He's got him like autographing it. He's got like this one senator or whoever like who's like pro giving children guns. Like he had him on green screen just like singing this kids gun song, and they had these guns for kids that had like little puppet characters on them.
Okay,
and like
I want to clarify. I haven't actually seen the show, but I've seen that guy's statements about it. He's not pro giving children guns. He was just super easily manipulated into saying he was pro giving children guns.
Anyways, it's a great, okay. And here's the thing is like, I think people are going to get up in arms about it and be like, oh, he's just another leftist attacking he also has this super left-wing character on here who is like just the quintessential kind of liberal nut job as well. And it's like, so he does a very good job of kind of just lambasting both parties, and he's always been good at that, and that's what I love about him. Is it's like
it's not just a one-sided thing.
I mean, he might get
he may be a little
right now that
slanted.
I think with Trump being in presidency, he's definitely nailing that party a little harder, but he's still like he's out there, doing what he can. But it's really it's entertaining, and I think we need like satire like that in culture, and it's good. But anyways,
I think it is good that it's something that's balanced too. That it's not just like one-sided, because it seems like so much of what you see is just one or the other.
Yeah.
So that's nice to hear that he's at least to some degree he's getting both sides.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, we must go on. There is not time left to do anything. Sput. Sput is a
Anything
word when
sput?
you put
It's
S
like
in front of
Sbarro.
it. I haven't had Sbarro in a long time.
I'm not sure I've ever had Sbarro.
What?
Really? You know what I would do when I was a kid? I'd get the Sbarro garlic knots, and they had like a bunch of real garlic on them.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'd go to the Taco John's and get nacho cheese. And I would dip the garlic knots in the nacho cheese. And, oh, man, I tell you what.
You were an unsupervised youth in the mall.
Sounds crazy, but that was a combination made in heaven right there.
Unsupervised youth in the mall.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to be dipping our knots in cheese. That's what's going to happen, okay? If there are no parents around, parents don't understand, right?
Yeah, they don't get it.
It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are? They're probably dipping garlic knots in nacho cheese.
Yeah, I know. That's true. That's the PSAs of my youth. I mean, now we're dealing with Tide Pods and hookers. I don't know.
Oh,
what
is that
kids
still a
do.
thing?
I don't know. I'm
No.
assuming.
Are hookers still a thing?
I don't know. That's what I'm.
Hookers? No, we eliminated that with Blow.
The movie or the drug?
Yes.
Johnny Depp movie. I remember sneaking underage kids into that movie. Not kids.
What?
Teenagers.
What?
Is that bad?
Yeah, probably.
I feel like this requires context.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. The more context I give, the worse it's gonna sound. Let's just.
That's a bad sign.
No, I'm just saying, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think he almost has to now, because otherwise you're just like the imagination runs.
Let's just say I was 18 years old, so I could go.
Okay.
And I was with a youth leader at a religious organization from a long time ago, and for whatever reason,
he was younger than you?
No, he wasn't.
Oh, okay.
But the the youth that he led were. And some of them went to a movie with us. And that was bad decision. So, but they weren't like super, 16,
Right.
Maybe. So, anyways, now that you made me tell that story, thank you.
Hey, I mean,
I said children and that was bad. I wasn't
you said,
Okay.
it wasn't like I hijacked a school bus and said, kids, we're going to see Blow. You're never going to look at Johnny Depp the same, you little twerps.
you were
Hey,
just
you like some Hayek?
Yeah. There's this.
Well, if they're accompanied by an adult, that's not nearly as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just sounded like you bought a ticket by yourself. Went to the exit door, or held it open, and a bunch of fifth graders just walked.
Yeah. Sounded like it was like last Wednesday. You just ushered a whole school bus of children in to see Blow.
Dude, I wish. Oh my gosh, I wish.
You wish?
I wish I had the money and we had the backing to do subversive humor like that, or we could actually get a bunch of fifth graders' parents to sign off on us sneaking them into rated R movies and just film that. It's just imagine what would the audience do? It's right before the movie starts and a busload of children,
It's like the whole theater is just see what you need to do is just set it up with the camera. You fill up a whole auditorium with only children.
Yeah.
And then sell 2 or 3 tickets to adults.
They
And then
walk in.
the reaction when they walk in and it's just a bunch of unsupervised children just
seeing
getting
a
ready to see
terrible rated R
the
movie.
latest Deadpool.
Yeah. That happens anyways. That wouldn't be that much of a shocker.
That's true. That wouldn't.
Anyways, yes, we cannot depart this evening without thanking our Patreon peeps. These are all of the lovely individuals who donate at the co-producer level or higher. Their names are seen here shining in lovely Patreon coral. That would be God of Atheists and Jay Oliver, our heroes, our knights in shining armor. They save us every time when we need saved. We do appreciate it. Thanks to all those that give. No matter what amount you are able to give, we do appreciate it.
Yes.
And if you're interested in subscribing to our Patreon, go to patreon.com/MidnightHub, and you too could be part of the magic. You too could see how we make the sausage. You too could be part of the garbage business. All right. Now that's just that's business talk, because we're kind of like the mob, and if people ask what we're into, we're waste management.
See, this is why we don't. This is why we don't have more names on that coral.
Because I just told them they're in the garbage business
Just told
if they
them they're all
support
in
it.
the garbage
It
business.
was a
if they
mob
support-
reference. I'm just saying.
And even better, you're in the mob if you're paying us.
Yeah, it's
like protection money.
It's you go to waste management.
There's a real nice website you got here. It sure would be a shame if somebody would have hacked it.
Just kind of hacked it.
Oh, no. How'd that happen?
Put a
Oh, dear.
couple numbers in there and broke everything.
Oh.
Yeah, why don't you contra me some Benjamins? What? I don't know what that means.
How does one obtain Benjamins from conchoing?
No, you contra them to me.
see.
All right, it's the movie Blow. You know how they roll it up, they snort. All right, all right, everybody.
There's a
good night. Play the outro. We're getting out of here. Good night, everybody. I love you. And we're gonna, this bus is, stuck at 55 mile an hour. So even though we're gonna shut the stream off, we're still just hurtling into traffic. There's a theater full of children that this bus is about to run into.
No.
Sandra,
Control.
keep going, Sandra.
Bad.
Don't slow down, Mrs. Bullock.
No.
Are you Keanu Reeves?
That's my Keanu Reeves impersonation.
There's so many bad jokes that are all wrapped into that one.
You made Kyle uncomfortable.
We had a really good run, folks. Good night.